Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to France. Well, it is December, and we have grass that has not grown. Yeah, it's growing. It's in winter mode. We have bread that's at the highest price point it's ever been at. So what that means for us is that we need to get our butts over to the bread place and sell the bread that we have, which is not going to be that much, honestly. But we need to get that sold. And there's still 34,000 liters of flour in the factory. So it's going to continue producing bread throughout the night. And I think through the next couple days, it seems like it only produces a little bit every day. So let us go see what kind of game is afoot and what we can make of this winter. Our first actual farm profit is about to happen. I sure hope we remembered, the one thing I'm having a hard time with here, and I'm thinking we forgot to sell that sorghum that was in the trailer. Did we forget? No, there's no way, because we collected our harvest. My brain is just playing tricks on me. I always feel like I forgot something I was supposed to do. Okay, I'll be back. I'm going to go into town. See you in a second. And we've arrived at the bread making facility, also known as a bakery. Oh, and lo and behold, there's a bunch of bread ready for pickup. Where should I park? I'm thinking over here. I might have just Austin powered it. There we go. That's exactly what I meant to do. That's perfect. See, if these are 1,000 liters a piece, there's really not that much in the factory, so we just got to load like 10 of these. All right, let's see here real quick. Yeah, these are 1,000 each, and it said in storage I had like 2,000, so. One serious bread factory, considering all the noise that thing's making. It doesn't produce too much bread. I was hoping it would have, 10 times as much as they've given us. Right now, these are 1,800, I think, per 1,000, which sucks because we're not going to get much. I mean, really, it's only going to be like $10,000, $12,000 worth, maybe. I'm feeling a little bit like maybe we should have just sold the crops. I don't know. But maybe I'm reading that wrong. Maybe it's per 100. I'm pretty sure it's per 1,000 though. Which just means basically each one of these pallets is worth 1,800 bucks. This is hard mode though, so, Farm Sim. Farm Sim's the new loading game. I remember there was a game out called Construction Simulator 2, and it looked really good, and I got it, and I was so disappointed because first of all, the driving in the game was horrible. It was really poorly done, like the driving mechanics. And it turns out that you spent most of the game driving equipment around. So basically, you drive to a construction site and they would tell you what they needed, and you drive to the supply store and get what they needed, and then drive it back to the construction site and drop it off, and then that would trigger them to tell you they needed something else. So you'd go back, you'd have to drive back and get the next thing that they needed. All you basically did, you didn't actually do any construction. All you basically did was drop off and pick up packages, and it was a pretty big disappointment. I thought it was going to be an actual There was some machinery operation, but honestly, Farm Sim's got more machinery operation in it than that game did. Now, I know there's a Construction Simulator 3 on mobile, and I'm thinking from what I've seen, it's better. So don't judge the latest one by that, but the one I played anyway. All right, so I'm going to get these loaded. I'll be back. All right, so we're going to run these up to Le Jardin Fermé, or whatever it's called. The local garden distributor. I think I went the wrong way. Maybe. This joins the main road. And I don't remember if it's on. I don't think it is. I think we have to, when we have a crossroad here, we have to cross over. Yeah, it's over by field 7, I believe. So we're going to drive up the hill here. Yes, my dear. Hi. All right, so let's go on up this hill. Oh, I didn't realize there were train tracks here. I never fastened those packages onto the back. I probably should stop and do that. I'm shocked we didn't lose them when we went over the tracks. There we go. That's more like it. So off we go to Le Jardin, the biogas, to sell our bread. We have a load of like 10 days worth of bread manufacturing on the back of this truck. It better be worth some freaking money. Because we've taken this production chain as far as it'll go. Let's see what we got here. This is the highest price that bread has been in the history of this map since I've played on it. It's not saying much because I haven't played on it that long, but look at all the rocks on all these fields. Sales point for this stuff is in the back. There we go. I am so underwhelmed right now. It was so not worth it. Oh, good Lord. Okay, so let me take a look real quick here. Let's pull in the parking lot. Let's cry a little bit. And then figure out what we're going to do. So, let's look at the calculations. We're going to get 45. Let's see. We have. Let me get out ye old calculator. All right. Calculator. Okay, so if I'm thinking correctly, we have. For every 90 loaves of bread, or 90 things of oat, right? That's what we got. Flour. we get 45 bread. Well, that's stupid, because all that is for every 2 loaves of bread, or for every 2 bags of flour, we get 1 bread. So I have 34,305 bags of flour. You divide that by 2, that means we're going to get 17,000 loaves. Is that correct? Yeah, that's about right. Now, we just sold, but see, that doesn't tell us how many liters those loaves are. Is that is that 17,000 liters of loaves or 17,000 actual loaves? I think it has to be liters. So we're going to get 17,000 liters or 17 pallets worth of bread. So let's see, 17 pallets worth of bread. Even at the highest sale price, $1,800. Means that we'll make $30,000 plus the 18 that we just made, which means it made $48,000. So our crop in total made $48,000 minus $60 a month. I don't know how many months this will last. That seemed to be like 2 months worth at least of bread. For at maximum $45,000. That seems awful. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that to me feels like we've invested ourselves into a small, let's see, it costs us about $500 a month to survive. So that's $6,000 a year. That's just to keep the stuff running. So we're making a profit, about $40,000 a year profit. That includes the greenhouses, by the way. Now, if we add the grass from our fertilization stage, that boosts us up to an additional $13,000. That would make it about $51,000, $52,000 a year. That's not horrible. It's just not what I thought it was going to be. So let's say on a really good year, we make about $50,000. Anything less than that, and we're making less. That's frustrating. I'm a little disturbed by that. That is not much money for what we paid. I've invested, let's see, was it $60,000 for the bakery? And it was another, $100,000 for the mill? So about $200,000 of investment there. And so I got to think about this. What would we have made on our crops? So if the crop is, let's see here, we're going to go to our pricing. Let's just say we had oats. Where's just regular oats? Oats. We don't have any. Oats are $600 per liter. Where's the old calculator? So no one probably remembers what we delivered to the bread making facility and the grain mill. I need to see the calculation for the grain mill. So oat flour, for 150, you get 188 bags. Actually, so we had a boost there. I've taken all of that to the bread making to our bakery. So if there's 30,000, there was probably, let's just say, roughly, since we got 18 of those, let's say let me think about this. We had 12. We have 17 left. 30,000. I'm going to say we had about 55,000 liters of oats, roughly, is what I'm going to estimate. Now, that might be off a little bit, but what I'm trying to get at here is just what our profits would have been. If we would have just taken those now, okay, so this is per 1,000 oats. At its best price, oats made $6.43, which is right now, really, that's the best price. So let's take $643 per 1,000, and we're going to multiply that by 55 because we had 55,000. We may have made 35,300. So we made that boost up to 45,000. That's really, or 40,000. So really, and that's just a guesstimate once again. It might be lower than that. But according to my guesstimate, we really only made like $3,000 or $4,000 additional for going through all the headache of making the bread. You almost would be better off spending $100,000, well, almost $200,000 on a really big field and just growing more crop. You could do this on the side, but you could still sell crop. That sucks. So I guess, in a way, I can kind of I think we're done on this farm now. That was the experiment, was to see it. And once again, the only way I got these things was by selling cartridges. Now, we did buy a lot of things we didn't need to buy. I had, with the base farm, though, it would have taken probably about 10 years to get to this point, only to find that out. But I think the great experiment in France is over with. We ran this through a season. We saw that we're not going to be profit. We're not going to lose a profit, but we're going to make about $40,000 a year here. And that's what I need to know. So I hope you guys enjoyed this series. There's a lot more stuff coming out on Farm Sim, and I feel like it's time to move on. We've got precision farming that we haven't covered yet. We haven't done any looking at any of the new crops like the grapes or anything like that. And I think that there's just other opportunities for us to have fun, exciting material. So this has been a fun farm to do, but I think we kind of reached a dead end here. It's going to be a really long time before I can afford any new equipment. And at this rate, you know, if I want to just keep playing it over and over again, we're going to get the same story over and over. So we're going to move on. I'll try to figure out where we're going next. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this series. I definitely had fun making it. And it was a learning experience for sure. It just kind of shows the industries are cool, but they may not be the most profitable way to spend your money, because you have to invest in the business. And even then, it may not make much of a profit. I was hoping that we'd have a much bigger profit. But then again, we're playing on hard mode. Had this been easy mode, we could have doubled that. So we would have made $90,000 on those sales. And that would have made things a little bit more rosy. But right now, it makes it so that we really can't. It's going to be a long road to expansion. So once again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this series. Have a great night. Be sure to subscribe and keep your eyes open. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next for our European farm, but I'll find something cool, and we will go on from there. Bye.